Coming up, every 4 years, citizens have their chance to vote, but are all of our young Arkansas voters using this privilege? Kyle Koster went to local schools to find out. Plus, 112 years ago, a man named Dr. Seuss was born and changed the way children view reading. His birthday is Read Across America Day, and Springdale Schools celebrated with several events across the district to promote reading. And Springdale District Television students are participating in a statewide competition to try and end smoking in Arkansas. We submitted 5 videos to the competition, and we have those to show you today.
Some nervous movements, occasionally that might be.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Springdale Today. It's been a couple of weeks since our last show and lots has gone on, including the beginning of the presidential voting process. Last week was Super Tuesday and local Arkansans went to the polls to express their right to vote. However, not all voters participate. Kyle Koster joins us in the studio with our top story.
One of the largest voting demographics is young vote, but less than 35% of young people vote, and Arkansas is near the bottom. Arkansas is one of the lowest youth voter turnout in the country. But HAR-BER teacher Richard Horn tries to get his students more involved with the elections by exposing them to the candidates and their ideas.
My main objective is to make sure the kids know about the debates, know who the candidates are, know the position of the candidates, understand conservative views and liberal views and where they stand.
And Coach Horn's efforts are paying off. For senior Josh Thompson, engaging in this process means he has a voice.
Like that in order to have any complaint with our government, you have to be able to vote and you have to have an opinion of some sort. And so I felt like I needed to voice my opinion. 45%
of young voters actually voted in 2012, which is down from 51% in 2008. Arkansas is 4th in the country when it comes to youth voters. But with students like Juan Perez, we can make a change.
Because your opinion matters, even though people think it might not, but always your opinion will matter.
Coach Horn helps the students engage in the issue, and not all students agree, and in order to make a change, you must vote.
It's in your eyes, you might as well try and vote, make a change, because there's no reason not to.
November will bring the general elections. If you are interested in voting, go to Washington County webpage and find your voting locations.
Last week was Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday is a major day for primary voters. We put together this story to explain what Super Tuesday is.
Super Tuesday was formed in 1988 when a dozen southern states got together to draw more attention to the South and their candidates. In this year's Super Tuesday, there will be 13 U.S. states and 1 American territory holding primary or caucuses. Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Vermont, and Virginia will be having their primaries. Minnesota and Colorado will be having their caucuses. For those who don't know what a caucus is, it's supposed to give a clearer image of who the state is going to elect. By Wednesday, the country will see who poses a threat and who's going to be a minuscule opponent. The reason why Super Tuesday is so important is because there are so many delegates up for grabs. Democrats are competing for 865 delegates. This is a quarter of all delegates they can have. Republicans are competing for 595 delegates. This is 30% of all delegates Republicans can have.
The next major political moment in the presidential elections will be the Democrat and Republican conventions when each party will select their representatives to run for United States President. In other news, how many of you know the name Theodore Geisel? You may know him by another name, Dr. Seuss, and every year on March 2nd, schools celebrate Dr. Seuss with a program called Read Across America. Patterson Avon files this report.
Read Across America is a program started by National Education Association to motivate elementary students to read books so that they can read and achieve more.
And they tied it in with Dr. Seuss since he was so instrumental in writing so many children's books, and then children love to read them because they're silly and they rhyme, and a lot of them are easier for the children to read.
According to MDL librarian Sydney Gardner, the students have an author study to learn more about Dr. Seuss's background, career, and the books that he's written.
Most of them have grown up hearing Dr. Seuss books, so they know a little bit about it. Also, some of his books have been turned into movies, and so they're familiar with the movies, especially The Grinch, Who Stole Christmas.
Read Across America is centered around Dr. Seuss's birthday, and Springdale elementary students celebrated to have fun and highlight the needs for reading. and we here at the Springdale District Television couldn't resist getting involved in the action. Gilbert Teles dresses up like Dr. Seuss and reads to the students.
Coming up after the break, Springdale District TV students are competing in a statewide competition that encourages young people not to smoke. We will show you the commercials right after this break. Welcome back. Springdale District TV students took on a state competition called Stamp Out Smoking. We have 5 commercials coming up that we want to show you. Our first one is from the team of AJ Loon Bandith and Gilbert Teles. This commercial showcases the impact of a secondhand smoking on children, and this is called Playground.
Ever since I started smoking, I run a 80% higher risk of oral cancer.
I spend over $1,600 on cigarettes a year.
Secondhand smoking kills over 500 Arcantans a year, including kids like me.
You don't smoke, but you're around people who do. More than 53,000 people die in the U.S. every year from exposure to secondhand smoke.
Together
we can help stamp out smoking.
Our next commercial was produced by Kyle Koster and Luis Martinez. It features work they did with lights in our studio, and it's called Spotlight.
Should I really smoke this cigarette? Is it really worth it? Everything we lose.
Don't do it, man. Trust me, I lost 15 years just by smoking. Don't go my way. You still have time to change. It's not worth it.
He's right.
The third commercial was produced by my team. This commercial is about a young person who goes outside to smoke, and as he does, he sees people laying down as though they are dead. After he passes over them, he looks back to see that they are smoking, and this is called Smoke Break.
What?
Every year in the U.S., 480,000 people die from tobacco use.
More than 16 million Americans are living with a disease caused by smoking.
Smoking can cause heart disease, stroke, emphysema, and more.
Is this cigarette really worth it?
Our fourth commercial comes from Juan Perez and Gustavo Trejo. When 2 young men go outside to smoke, they encounter someone who knows a lot about cigarettes, but is enough to change their mind about this dirty habit. This is called Know-It-All.
Here comes that know-it-all.
Hey guys, is that a cigarette? You realize cigarettes have harmful chemicals
like arsenic. Then there's acetic acid and butane, and that's not even it. There's ammonia.
Anyways, guys, I gotta go back to school. I don't want the teacher to count me tardy.
I guess being a know-it-all isn't all that bad.
Our final Stamp Out Smoking commercial is called Track Life. This features 2 athletes who are going to race each other, but one has started smoking. Look and see if the cigarette is falling around behind the athlete who smokes, and I bet he is.
You sure you're ready for this, man? I heard you've been smoking.
Doesn't matter. Still gonna win.
You smoke. I don't think you're gonna win. All right, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how you do against me.
Coming up after the break, we share with you a new show we are producing called Inside Springdale. So welcome back. You might recognize this guy next to me named Hayden Henry. He was with us last semester, and he's producing a new show named Inside Springdale. And what's that all about, Hayden?
Well, it's definitely good to be back here on Springdale today, but my new show, Inside Springdale Schools, is we take the basic fundamentals of actually Springdale today, and we kind of amp it up to where we have another show, and it just highlights certain people in Springdale and what our community and our school system is doing for us.
Okay, so you've already shot your first episode, right?
Yes, sir.
And what were some of the things that you covered in that episode?
Some of the things that we really try to cover is individuals. So a few weeks ago, actually, we covered the Issa Perez package in Springdale Today, and this in our show, we actually sat down with the people who made that possible. So one of our segments was that, where we had a sit-down interview. We had a live band Barefoot, as well we have some little packages to go on with that.
Awesome. So be sure to check out Inside Springdale Schools on the YouTube page. And then we actually are going to leave you with a preview of the Barefoot Band from HAR-BER, and just check that out.